This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 975, How to Stop Letting Fear Hold You Back, Even If You Don't Realize It Is, by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Sunday and welcome to the old podcast, the OLD podcast, that's Optimal Living Daily, where I simply read to you. Optimal Living Daily is actually a network of 5 shows where we read from a ton of amazing blogs so they can give your eyes a break and listen on the go. And speaking of our other shows, I have a request today. It's rare that I have one like this, like once a year maybe. This show won an award for the best health podcast last year, and I'm trying to get our other show, Optimal Finance Daily, some recognition. Dan has done an amazing job for 2.5 years now hosting that daily show, and I'm trying to get him votes for the People's Choice category at the Personal Finance Conference, FinCon, that we're all going to be attending. It's super easy to vote. It only takes a minute and it'd be greatly appreciated. Just come by oldpodcast.com/vote. I'd love for Dan to see that we appreciate what he's doing. Again, that's oldpodcast.com/vote. For now, let's get right to Nia's post as we optimize your life. How to Stop Letting Fear Hold You Back, Even If You Don't Realize It Is, by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com. When was the last time you let fear hold you back from doing something you really wanted to do? Or are you even aware of when it happens? Maybe you didn't ask for that raise because you were afraid of getting any response other than yes. Maybe you didn't try that new class at the gym because you were afraid of looking stupid. Maybe you didn't ask that guy or girl out for a date because you were afraid of getting turned down. Maybe you didn't wear the outfit you'd be most comfortable and confident in because it's not how you thought other people expected you to dress. This is a personal example from my past. There are dozens more examples, but we let fear hold us back more frequently than we realize. I know I did in the past, and I've been working vigorously on changing that. What are we so afraid of? Why do we allow the possible what-ifs hold us back from doing the things we want to do? This concept of fear keeping us from taking chances or doing the things we really want to do will be discussed in an upcoming episode of the Lift Like a Girl podcast, but there are some thoughts I want to share about this now. Don't let it stop you. Here are some tips I've been practicing to stop letting fear hold me back, and the results have been amazing. Number 1, ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario if I do this thing? Seriously, answer the question. As an example, if you want to try a new hobby or take a new class and you're afraid to do so, what is the worst thing that can happen? Most likely, in this case, you may do everything wrong and people look at you weird and maybe even laugh. You may get made fun of and make a fool of yourself, but you won't die. Your life won't end. Oftentimes, the worst case scenario is nowhere near as bad as we imagine it to be. That's why you really need to ask, what's the worst thing that can happen? It may not be as bad as you initially imagined. Number 2, also ask, what's the best case scenario? If you do this thing, what is the best thing that can happen? Sticking with the example you just heard, you will learn a new hobby that you enjoy and make some new friends. You may discover a talent you didn't know you had. In this example, the best case scenario is worth the risk of the worst case scenario. Now, there are some more extreme examples where the worst case scenario has some truly impactful consequences. For example, if you want to quit your job that has benefits, health insurance, etc., and start your own business, your worst case scenario needs to be evaluated and considered more closely. But oftentimes, the little things in life we want to do, e.g. ask for a raise, ask someone out for a date, try a new hobby, are the things we don't do because we're afraid of the negative things that may happen. And there's a third and final question to ask. Number 3, what if you always let fear hold you back? Sure, we can choose the safe route and never take risks or step out of our comfort zones, but what kind of life would that be? As morbid and cliche as it is, we all have limited time on this wonderful planet. 20 plus years from now, I'd rather look back on the risks I took and say, I'm glad I tried that, than look back with regret and think, I wonder what would have happened if I didn't let fear hold me back. What about being fearless? I don't think for most people there's such a thing as being fearless. Most people experience fear, but they choose to act anyway. It's easy to point at someone who's achieving awesome things or doing what they want and claim it's because they're fearless. More often than not, they're not without fear, but they refuse to let it hold them back. Like many things in life, learning to play an instrument, weightlifting for the first time, Acting in the face of fear takes practice, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. Start small. Want to stop letting fear hold you back from doing the things you really want to do? Start small. The next time you want to do or try something but are hesitant because you get too focused on the what ifs, put this into practice. Stop and ask yourself what the worst and best case scenarios are. Understand that giving fear the power to keep you from doing the things you want in this life is not the answer. Do that thing you want to do. Face the fear head on. If the worst case scenario happens, learn from it and use that lesson for next time. If the best case scenario happens, be proud. This will give you momentum to face fear head on the next time around as well. All of this, not letting fear hold you back, is part of being the most awesome, authentic version of yourself. This is your life, and you should live it with purpose. You just listened to the post titled, How to Stop Letting Fear Hold You Back, Even If You Don't Realize It Is, by Nia Shanks of @niashanks.com. I'll keep this ending super short for the Sunday episode, but a quick reminder, it takes just a minute and would be a huge support for Dan of Optimal Finance Daily if you can nominate that show for the People's Choice Award. You can do that at oldpodcast.com/vote. It'd mean a lot to him and me, of course. Thank you for doing that, and I'll be back tomorrow for Minimalist Monday, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.